Speaker Sir, I rise to speak on the budget 2024 presented by the Honorable Chief Minister. Speaker Sir, first of all, the claim that this is a tax-free budget. Further, the Chief Minister in his speech, he says that through better tax management, by tapping leakages, this would result in the required resource management. Speaker Sir, first of all, this is a big fat lie. Speaker Sir, the truth is different on the ground. There are additional burdens on the citizens, although they are not part of it. Speaker Sir, I would put certain facts of the game played by the Honorable Finance Minister to create a perception that the budget puts no additional burden on the people of Goa. This, Speaker Sir, I would pierce in the later part of my speech. Speaker Sir, आमचे जे colleague hai in the treasury benches, they have described this budget as a development-oriented budget. And the jargon of fashion in word, Vikasit Goa, Atmanirbhar Goa, Swaympurna Goa. Speaker Sir, in Uttara Aikpak Boring Dista. Speaker Sir, basic this budget that lacks, does not offer any roadmap when it comes to expand the opportunities with regards to employment and self-employment. Speaker Sir, unless we raise these burning issues of the rising unemployment issue in Goa, Vikasit Goa would just be by just building few roads, highways and bridges. This, Speaker Sir, would have absolutely no visible impact on the life of Goans and the Goan youth. Speaker Sir, what we can see in the budget or what we can see in Goa today is not prosperity, but what we can see is an inflammation. Speaker Sir, I repeat, what we can see is a bulge, we can see a swelling, a sense of puffiness. Speaker Sir, this is no prosperity when it comes to the people of Goa and the common man. Speaker Sir, ya budgetan only gosna, I can see tall sugar-coated announcements. I would later explain how carrots are dangled before Goans in this budget speech. Speaker Sir, these are attempts to create a feel-good factor. And we need to take a step back when we look at the implementation of these promises. Because when it comes to the implementation, they are forgotten as soon as they are promised. Speaker Sir, ये जी announcement जी केले हैं, announce budgetaचे जे केले आम्हा 2 वर्सांच होते. हे आयकपाक आणि पळोवपाक बरें दिसता. But they have failed on the most important critical part is that they have failed to touch on issues relating to our economy. Speaker Sir, yeah, budget we could discuss in isolation. But I believe we should, as I've said, we should not get charmed with just figures, announcements, and the promised carrots. Speaker Sir, in the last 2 years, I Sodanch Munta that the budget is not what it is, but what it does and is doing on the ground. आता ये clarify korpak, Speaker Sir, I would cite a few examples. For instance, जी solar ferry boat, ये boat adpak 3 crores 97 lakhs this government has spent. As soon as this boat was bought, soon they say that it is uneconomical and this project was scrapped. Speaker Sir, 2017 या वर्साक प्रसन्न कार्तिक म्हणून जो OSD आल्लो मुखेलमंत्री त्या वेळाच्या मनोहर पर्रीकराचो, based on his note this boat was ordered. Speaker Sir, ejer remark captain of Portsacho aha, he has said that it is uneconomical. त्या वेळार R&D minister आमचे power minister आशिल्ले. त्या वेळार power minister केरला गेलो आणि तेणे रिपोर्ट दिलो की it is not feasible. It is जे turbulence जाता गोंयांत जे current हा it is not feasible. पूण हुंयचे म्हाका दिसता तेका ड्रॉप केले मागीर तेमी हुंयचे कोण पोत येलो हुंयचे जावया सपोर्ट कर केरला पासून ती म्हाका दिसता सरकाराचे जावया हा तेका पास केली ही बोट आली आनी मागीर हिंगा स्क्रॅप. Speaker sir, the Chief Minister has said that KTC, Kadamba Transport Corporation, yes, Speaker sir, almost 60 routes today are unserviceable. 60 routes. And the Chief Minister says that in the budget that the complete fleet Kadamba he would replace by e-buses. I am 100% sure that none of these buses would have person with disability friendly. हे आमी 100 म्हयन होण सांगलोलें. Speaker sir, हे हांव कित्याक सांगता कित्याक you note the gap of what the Chief Minister actually promises and what is actually happening on the ground. Speaker sir, हो सरकार एक इव्हेंट मॅनेजमेंट सरकार आनी आमी सदांच म्हणटा की huge prodigal spendings on HR management, PR management. Soil conservation म्हणून प्रोग्राम केलो सद्गुरू वाळो 4 crore मोळे. सारके सॉयल कन्झर्वेशन करपाक गोंयांत झिरो, नो प्रोविजन. स्पीकर सर, वेस्टफूल स्पेंडिंग, हे वेस्टफूल स्पेंडिंग जस्ट टू पफ अप द इमेज ऑफ दिस गव्हर्मेंट. आय मस्ट से ऑल्सो द पार्टी ऑफ द ऑनरेबल चीफ मिनिस्टर. नथिंग. स्पीकर सर, हे जे पयशे आहाय हे जे इव्हेंटाचे पोस्ट फॅक्टो सगळे हे सरकाराचे पोस्ट फॅक्टो हे घडत आसा. हे पोस्ट फॅक्टो भायल्यान कांयच जायना. स्पीकर सर, हेच पयशे जोरी तर आमी वी कूड हॅव यूज्ड टू सेव आवर हेरिटेज वेल्स. आज उदकाच्या प्रश्नाचे आमी उलयले हिंगा आनी उदकाचे जे हेरिटेज जे वॉटर बॉडीज आहाय ते साल्वा करपाक उदकाचे प्रयत्न करपाक पूण ह्या सरकाराक पडोंक ना. पेडणे टू काणकोण उदकाचे प्रश्न आहाय, लोकांले प्रश्न हे उदका लागून, बट पीपल हियर दिस गव्हर्मेंट इज नॉट बॉर्डर्ड. स्पीकर सर, I should not mention this, but the House should know that the people of Goa should know that the appearance fee of the Advocate General had been hiked to rupees 8 lakhs per month in the Honorable High Court. Now, Speaker sir, knowing that this government is a major litigant in the Supreme Court, in the High Court, fighting against whom? Fighting against citizens, against environmentalists, against social activists. Speaker sir, defending what? This government is defending unconstitutional amendments. Bila atai ti sogli. Speaker sir, you imagine the total monthly payout. Tiger Reserve, ye High Courtan jenna आदेश दिलो या सरकारान लोका विरुद्ध वचपाक पत्त Supreme Courtan गेले. This, Speaker sir, was nothing but only to satisfy the ego of this government. Rights and claims of tribal communities and forest dwellers. Amgele ST Bao. Engele rights and claims korpak. Nothing has been settled. Speaker sir, impression in the budget is that there is a bonanza of things for the ST brothers and sisters, but absolutely nothing on the ground. Speaker sir, I would repeat again that the budget is not what it is, but what it does and what it is doing on the ground. आता कला अकॅडमी चे पॉलिटिशियन सगळे कलाकार दुबाव ना. पॉलिटिक्स इज एन आर्ट ऑफ द पॉसिबल. That is what they say. But Speaker sir, ज्या पद्धतीन कला अकॅडमी was massacred, Speaker sir. Speaker sir, Kala Academy was Goa's cultural heritage and a cultural symbol. And kiti atale, it was a location for joy and life for this artist, for musicians, for performers. Today, Speaker sir, this the creative community hai, they regarded this as one of the wonders of Goa. But aaj emi kit kelam. Speaker sir, emi, they have not only the Kala Academy is in a bad shape, but they have destroyed it. Speaker sir, आमी इन्स्पेक्शनाक जेन्ना एक मीटिंग जाली त्या मीटिंगेक कलाकाराक घेवन गेले आनी इन्स्पेक्शनाक जेन्ना गेले ज्या पद्धतीन हिंगा जे सब स्टँडर्ड काम केलां अरे थिंगा तेजो आर्किटेक्चर एस्थेटिक्स अकुस्टिक्स architecture हे basic issue. When you have a place like that as a cultural heritage, you have basically done nothing but massacred this place. Tinga sound gaila, sound mukaile aiko येना, हाटले aiko येता. Light gaile स्टेजीचे, light ते कलाकारा light सारखे तोकल्या वयर गेले, ते चोयल्या तिंगा कलाकार सारको कुड्ड जाता. Speaker sir, कलाकार sound घेऊन येता, कलाकार लोकांकूय तेमी शोय करपाक जाय तेज वयर मागीर एक AC बसयल्या ती AC आवाज जे येता ते मायक इज स्पीकिंग अप स्पीकर सर such things without taking the artist into confidence have been done. Speaker sir, Ponjecho gaon is Goa in a miniature. And the way today the city stands destroyed. Under what? Under casinos. This destroyed under the smart city mission works. Anik Mukhel Mantri in his usual tanda, Sonach, Toki the Munta, Bupa Gorozna, yes, smart city je contractor high, तेंचेर म्हाका दिसता रिकवरी घातले म्हणून फॉर द सबस्टँडर्ड वर्क्स बट हाव एंड वॉट अबाउट पणजेकार्स स्पीकर सर वॉट अबाउट पणजेकार्स जे when their businesses are in the doldrums स्पीकर सर roads here have become death traps look at the way all the cities have been submerged हे दाखोवन दिता की हो सरकार फक्त इव्हेंट करपाक इव्हेंट मॅनेजमेंट सरकार ह्या सरकाराक म्हाका दिसता जे I'll come specifically now, Speaker sir, specifically to what the Chief Minister says in his speech, that this is a tax-free budget, that this claims of no additional burden on the citizens. Speaker sir, this is untrue. I will tell you why, Speaker sir. Speaker sir, this government hikes the power tariff. And jenna hike kota, Speaker sir, it's not by a small amount, it's by 3.5% and the rise is per unit. Speaker sir, kenna hike kota parliamentary elections zale ki na? A hike zale. Speaker sir, this shows that this government has failed miserably. Je ami inga uloita to recover from power guzzlers, failure in arresting losses due to power pilferage and theft. Gelte orsak मेन्यूचे रेट आली 1400 करोड रुपया रिकवरी आशिल्ली 1400 करोड आज रिकवरी करपाक जाय सरकारान 2200 करोड 6 म्हयन्यान 700 करोड वाडवले आनी ते वाडोल हुंय स्पीकर सर हे वाडवले तुमी ऑलमोस्ट 31,000 डोमेस्टीक कनेक्शन खातोली तुमी ऑलमोस्ट जे इंडस्ट्रीज आहाय these industries have to pay almost 800 crores. And the surprising part, departments, government departments have to pay 902 crores as of 14 July 2024. So when the government itself is sleeping, procedure kide asta ki tumi pहिले barik lokak you send them a notice. After sending them the notice, within 15 days you ask for disconnection, temporary disconnection, permanent disconnection, recovery from the land revenue code. त्याच नंतर स्पीकर सर 2020 पासून केस अजून पेंडिंग आहे 4 वर्सां जाली ह्या सरकारा कडेन रिकवरी जायना स्पीकर सर जेन्ना लायटीचें बिल वाडलें तेज नंतर वॅटूय वाडयलें पेट्रोलीचें वॅटूय वाडयलें ह्या सरकाराचो आनी मुखेलमंत्रीचो जो म्हाका दिसता गुरू आशिल्लो मनोहर पर्रीकर तेणें 65 रुपीजाचेर दवरपाचे प्रयत्न केलेले पूण शिष्यान हें दुसरें केलें स्पीकर सर you have basically broken the spine of the common man. This government, Speaker sir, has tinkered also with non-tax levies. Ata fees and fines, ye je ashille, the rise of this is very steep. And this is basically, Speaker sir, nothing but post-budget tampering. To conclude that this is a tax-free burden, no additional burden is nothing but a deception created by the Honorable Chief Minister. It is nothing but a trickery. Speaker sir, Mukhel Mantri opens up his budget speech by speaking about or by quoting the great Bakibab Borkar, the great Goan poet, summing up dreams of Goans. Speaker sir, Bakibab Borkar would have been the first critic of this government. He would have been the first to express his disillusionment on the letdown by this BJP government on Goa's traditional communal harmony, on polluting our atmosphere of brotherhood between communities. Speaker sir, Bakibab Borkar would have been the first critic in this government on the policies of land transfer, conversion alienation of lands, acquisitions, sale of land, reckless sale of land, nothing but the sale of Goa. Speaker sir, the same Bakibab Borkar, तेगेली एक सुंदर सी कविता, माझ्या गोंयच्या भूमीत. या कवितेन स्पीकर सर, allow me to recite the English version of this through the transcription of this poem. Speaker sir, he says, in my land of Goa, of coconut and honey, through the ring flows the milk. In my land of Goa, a pile of mangoes and jackfruit, the fragrant spray of fruits and flowers. In my land of Goa, the craftsmanship of forest, by the leaves, the trees and the wild. In my land of Goa, moonlight comes home with teary eyes with the sky meets the sea. Speaker sir, खरेंच जोरीतोर मुखेलमंत्रीक बाकीबाब बोरकाराक ट्रिब्यूट दिवपाक जाय आशिल्लो जाल्यार तेणे it should have been done by supporting our farmers, शेतकारांक कितें करून through better prices, better subsidies. It could have been done by supporting our growers of काजू जे grower आहे, माड जे रोयताय, betel nut जे रोयताय, they are crying for reasonable prices. Speaker sir, tribute to Bakibab Borkar should have been by steps to preserve our forests, our diversity, our ecology. Speaker sir, our wildlife, our environment and our Madai. But this government does not take any step in declaring Madai as a wildlife sanctuary or as a tiger reserve. Speaker sir, despite the High Court order. Bakibab Borkarak, खरेंच तुम्ही जोरीतोर if you wanted to pay tribute, you should have done it by making sure that Goa does not sink into turning into a concrete jungle. Speaker sir, sadly, Mukhelmantri's tribute to Bakibab Borkar is only a lip service. Other Speaker sir, Janna सगळे कडेन स्वयंपूर्ण गोंय जावपा जाय, हें जावपा जाय. There is not a single department that is self-reliant. Goa has become swaympurna in drugs. Goa has become swaympurna in murders. Goa has become swaympurna in bouncers. Yeah, Goa has become swaympurna in Gundaraj. There is a collapse in the law and order situation. Speaker sir, Chief Minister Aniye Ghost Kuda, he speaks with similar confidence and while tarnishing the image of India's first Prime Minister, Pandit Nehruji. He keeps on speaking. Speaker sir, belittling the tallest leader who was the first Prime Minister and a builder of modern India, whom we regard with great respect. Speaker sir, we don't expect the Honorable Chief Minister to exhibit sickness on Goa Revolution Day and Goa Liberation Day. आता मुखेलमंत्रीक तरी कळपाक जाय, मुखेलमंत्री जो हा हो ग्रूम जाला अंडर नेहरू युवा केंद्र. आनी म्हाकाय दिसता अरे हांव सदांच म्हणटा तूं तें नेहरूगे जॅकेट घाल, मोदीगे डायलॉग कित्याक म्हणटा काय तो नेहरू युवा केंद्रा वचपाचो. he's groomed in leadership qualities. Speaker sir, he should know that he is Chief Minister today, we are MLAs today, you are Speaker today, Speaker, because Nehru at that time respected the special identity of Goa, gave an opportunity to Goans to decide their own future. Speaker sir, if we were part of British India, if we were part of British India, Speaker sir, Goa would have been merged with Maharashtra and Karnataka during the reorganization of states. And the thought itself is frightening. Speaker sir, I welcome a change in the Honorable Chief Minister, in the attitude of the Chief Minister, making a mention of the existence of Uniform Civil Code. He's mentioned it in the budget. Speaker sir, in his attempt to score brownie points over and flaunt his patriotism, basically he does that. Speaker sir, he plays to the galleries, eliminating all traces of the Portuguese rule. Now, Speaker sir, the Chief Minister, I believe, should be magnanimous to acknowledge the fact that Uniform Civil Code is Code de Civil, a gift of the colonial powers. And Speaker sir, this no way justifies the dictatorial colonial rule, but Speaker sir, progressive legacy should also be acknowledged. Ata or Sarkar jo as Speaker sir, sodach double engine ache sangta. I believe, Speaker sir, that you do not put, or this government does not highlight the very facts that of the dangers or the threats by the double engine to Goa. Speaker sir, threats to our lifeline Mother Madhai, that was compromised as discussed by the Home Minister. Home Minister and speech dili Karnatakaच्या गावात ki there was a understanding between Goa and Karnataka government at that time, and Madhai was diverted. Speaker sir, threat due to Operation Coal, threat due to Thanmar project, double tracking project. These are severe damages that, Speaker sir, the current double engine Sarkar has gifted to the people of Goa. Speaker sir, Chief Minister takes pride in 100% saturation in Goa with respect to majority of the flagship schemes of the government of India. Now, Speaker sir, this House should know about this 100% saturation scheme. Speaker sir, I just looked at, I understood that under PM Surya Ghar Yojana, E.G. Suvidha, no azar application ashilnyo, and only 379 are selected. Hence, I am quite inquisitive to know about the saturation. Janta Darbar munje zata. This seems to be only an election gimmick. Election hune job lakani hai mui sangta, and this Janta Darbar comes. Secondly, it looks as if this Janta Darbar should not get color of a political party by spending public money. Speaker sir, the budget projects the ambitious GSDP for 24-25 and the expectations of growth. Speaker sir, you say that you expect it from Manohar International. And that's because this is a very feeble platform. Why I say a feeble platform, Speaker sir? It's a very feeble platform to bank upon. And on the other way, Speaker sir, ek aate tum ye revenue chair Sarkar is depending on this revenue. On the other side, you give them a tax holiday for 6 months under the pretext of COVID. Speaker sir, तुकाय जाला, म्हाकाय जाला, सगळ्या जाला आसतले, पण खास करून बारीक गोंयच्या जनतेक जाला. अजून कोविडाचे पैसे जे लोकांक दिवपाक जाय आशिल्ले अजून दिवंक ना. अजून सोशल वेलफेअर डिपार्टमेंटान पेंडिंग आहा. स्पीकर सर, दुसरे, the expectation of the growth of this budget comes from mining. आता वेळ येसो आयलो आसा स्पीकर सर, तुकाय खबर आहा, खास करून तुकाय खबर आहा, आज जातोलें, फाल जातोलें, मग फूल मायनिंग केन्ना स्टार्ट जातोलें, when will it be restarted? I think चीफ मिनिस्टरान एक इव्हेंट करपा जाय. इव्हेंटाचेर announcement, golden jubilee of announcement of Chief Minister Dr. Pramod Sawant on restart of mining. आज जातोलें, फाल जातोलें, हें तेका heading दिवपाक जाय. Speaker sir, the trend seems to be Manohar gains and Dabolim loses. Now, international airlines je ashille, they are shifting their bases because for over 15 years, Dabolim was connected to the heart of Goans. There is absolutely nothing, but this airport definitely will turn into a ghost airport. What has the Chief Minister done with regards to it? Have you taken any cognizance? Kesli tuye suvidha kelia on the impact that it would have on the tourism business. Ami jenna poilech amdar ashille, poilech ami taka sanglele ki you have to make arrangements. How the jenna mopa tu kota 2 airports cannot be, it's not feasible. Have you made or taken any cognizance of that? Speaker sir, jenna yes Sarkaracho lakshya with regards to the tourism front, that Goa today, Speaker sir, is facing a major problem. If you look at the numbers with regards to domestic footfall, domestic footfalls are increasing, and the foreigners and the foreign tourists are looking at alternatives. Zoritor tuye cruise shipache data kalar from October to May. 1920 ya orsak 35 cruise ship Goan telle, 22-23 ya orsak 18 ele, आणि 23-24 एजावणे. Speaker sir, charter arrival जे आशिल्ले 1920 गोंयांत 625 येले, 22-23 350 येले, 23-24 हेज्या उणे येले. Speaker sir, आता this issue of our tourism that was supposed to be the backbone after mining, Speaker sir, this we expect the tourism and hospitality sector to steer growth of GSTP and our economy. But that kityas because kityak ye passenger or kityak ye tourist Goan tena. Has the government looked at it? Because MPT is turning into a coal hub, is it because the coastal Goa is turning into a concrete jungle? Is it because of the law and order situation? Is it because of women's safety? Is it because they look at better alternatives rather than Goa? Why are tourists a trend kityak deunda, Speaker sir? Speaker sir, ata I come to the per capita figure. The per
extend the duration of the sitting of the House by 1 hour.
The motion is that the duration of the sitting of the House is extended by 1 hour. Those in favor may say aye.
Aye.
Those against may say no. The ayes have it, the ayes have it. The sitting of the House is extended by 1 hour.
Speaker sir, I now turn to the figures of the per capita income. This is how statistics hides the truth. A very classic example that the Chief Minister uses. Now, statistically, the figure of 6.7 lakhs per capita income for the year 23-24 and a projection of 7.8 lakhs for 24-25. Just because 7 lakh oishi azrache, amgele barik loga ko hai. Speaker sir, this per capita figure would not even match with more than 20% of our Goans. Anik, Speaker sir, parading this, Mukhya Mantri parading this as an achievement is nothing but rubbing salt on the wounds of the poor and the suffering of the Goan that are unemployed. Chief Minister Sadanj Mutta Sabka Saath Sabka Vikas looks like it is only Vikas of 20% of the people. Speaker sir, our next concern concern budgetan, it looks like soglyak sarko menu soglyak menu. Speaker sir, it should not happen like the famous saying, water, water everywhere, but not a drop of water to drink from. Speaker sir, this phrase is from the longest poem by Samuel Taylor, the rhyme of the ancient mariner. And I caution the Honorable Chief Minister that these announcements to Gejapur Kota should only not remain on paper. And the Speaker sir, I'm coming to the grant in aid from the center. Now the Chief Minister says that the state has received 750 crores from the Government of India as grant in aid. Speaker sir, for the current financial year, his expectation is 1,506 crore. It's a 100% rise. This is a very super ambitious figure. Speaker sir, when I browsed through the schedule, under estimate of receipt, I browsed through that schedule, and Schedule B, item number 5, grants for states plan scheme from Government of India. Intun kidya, Speaker sir, I could not reconcile the figure of 750 crores of estimates for 24-25. Mukhya Mantri Ingana, otherwise I would have asked him. Speaker sir, what is recorded are grants to rural and urban body locals. Under the 15 Finance Commission, the Chief Minister should clarify on provision as reflected in the estimate of receipts. Speaker sir, as grant in aid from the Government of India. Speaker sir, announcement kela, motte detailed story of Goa's river, sources and their conservation. Aaj, ja paddatin amgele nui ja paddatin pollute zale. Kelo Goa's coaching center for each taluka, tribal museum for freedom fighters, free LPG cylinders. Speaker sir, Purple Fest ache ulena te fest bare but fest jenna you have such with such fanfare, no problem, but with such astronomical budget figures, I believe that the same amount should also be used for making the person with disability or the special child for 365 days in a year. Speaker sir, amka kalcha disak Mukhya Mantri uttar dela ki he will work towards it. Let us see. Now, Speaker sir, the claims made by the Honorable Chief Minister that the fiscal deficit of rupees 3149 crores projected for 24-25 is within the norms of the 3.5% of the GSTP. The corollary to this claim is that the 15 Finance Commission has allowed to carry forward of unutilized borrowings of the previous years. This is stated in his budget. I would like to tell the Honorable Chief Minister that CAG has cautioned that the state about this bloating debt. The state is paying 2,000 koti rupiah to service only the interest, Speaker Sir. Speaker Sir, what is this government doing? This government is leaving the legacy of a huge financial burden. The public debt has more than doubled. 7 वर्सांनी double झाला. काँग्रेसी टायमार 100,000 crore कितें आहलें, आज 40,000 crore पावलां. प्रत्येक जनतेचेर जवळ जवळ 2,70,000 रीण. Speaker Sir, for what is this happening? This is happening because this is nothing but bad fiscal management. Speaker Sir, one of the primary reasons of this thing just increasing रीण वाडोवपा is because of the borrowings and the reliance of this government to fund various developmental projects. The state government, Speaker Sir, is borrowing very heavily to fund these infrastructure projects, जावं tourism initiatives, events, हें सगळें करपाक, Speaker Sir, हो सरकाराचो लक्ष आहा. Anik, what this can do is it can damage and can hinder the state's ability in the future to attract investment and create jobs. Because, Speaker Sir, such high levels, रीण पडे वाडत आहा, हें सारकें business environment ना. It makes a challenge, because for entrepreneurs and investors to have confidence in the state's economic stability. Speaker Sir, ह्या सरकारांक हें कित्याक आनीक लागून वाडटा, कित्याक this government lacks transparency, accountability. These play a very important role when it comes to this effective जे रीण आमगे manage करपाक जाय. You have to be transparent. Speaker Sir, we need maintenance of our accurate records, regular updates, involve independent auditors to assess our financial situation. Anik, government should also make sure and encourage open dialogue from the public. Let the public know, let it be very transparent on our financial matters. Speaker Sir, हे issues जरी तर हरेच आमी resolve करपाक सोदता, जाल्यार addressing this growing burden requires a multifaceted approach. Speaker Sir, there are many instances where the budgeted figure, if I look at it, that the provision made does not reflect the need and the utilization. And thus, Speaker Sir, let me come to some figures on the capital outlay. Now, the capital outlay envisaged under, I would take 3 departments: police, health, and fisheries. Now, if you look in the police, it is 26.10 crores, health 354 crores, fisheries 53.66 crores. So, the actual capital outlay je ashille, te ashille 32% with regards to police, 22% when it comes to health, and 10% when it comes to fisheries. Speaker Sir, ya orsak, the current year 24-25, the budgeted outlay is 394% when it comes to the police, 365% when it comes to the health, and 736% when it comes to the fisheries. This, Speaker Sir, are only figures for decorative purpose. The Chief Minister should clarify on the rise in this capital outlay. How, Speaker Sir, जेन्ना FRBM violation जालो मग उलयल्लो, पयले सेशनाक उलयल्लो की violation हा म्हणून, थोडे म्हणूंक लागले भुरगो आहा, नंबराचेर उलयता. Today, Speaker Sir, जेन्ना हांवें FRBM violation जाला म्हणून हायलायट केलें, त्याच ह्या CAG रिपोर्टान ते हायलायट जालें. Speaker Sir, now what and why I say that there is a violation is because the Chief Minister and the Goa is the only state in the country. GSTP figures आहाय आमगे स्टेटी दुसरे आहले, GSTP ratio center हे दोन्ही इंजिना figure सारखे नाही, सारखे match जाणे. But Goa with regards to the FRBM Act, the loans जे आमगेले आहाय, Speaker Sir, there is a hidden portion, and the Chief Minister has hidden the portion to show that he is within the limits of the FRBM Act. Other loans and advances, je asta, pertaining to other liability and public account. This includes, small savings, provident fund, reserve fund, deposits bearing interest and deposit bearing non-interest. This should be included. This government very cleverly doesn't include the same. Speaker sir, ada je revenue account receipt and capital account receipt. These two receipts, Speaker sir, are the main two constitute the resource of the state. Anda zorito tu soila the revenue account padaha. It is further divided into tax revenue and non-tax revenue. And I will just highlight one specific thing, and the Chief Minister should clarify on this. With regards to non-tax revenue, Speaker sir, from major heads, Mukhel Mantri nga azun na hobar na ma kitya na to. Speaker sir, other administrative services, water supply and sanitation, power, non-ferrous mining, roads and bridges. These are major components. Speaker sir, my concern to highlight this is to bring to you, to your notice, how carelessly departments have been neglecting to put efforts to achieve the set target under budget estimates and the revised estimates. Now, Speaker sir, दूसरे जे पढ़े हैं, दूसरे dirty picture जे हा, is the casual approach of the authorities in fixing the target je asta under budget estimates and revised estimate. I have studied few figures by the finance department in the last 5 years. Now, by comparing these figures with the actual collection disclosed in the annual finance statement. Other speakers are what is very interesting is if you look so other administrative service models jo heda under this, Speaker sir, most of your demands under this pertains to RTI fees, sale of garden products, service fees, etc. However, Speaker sir, this under this head number 23, home 02 fees towards casino departments. Under Speaker sir, or Sarkar munte casino munte te sarke amik tengele. Under Speaker sir, if we look at the above figures, it looks like Jai Chief Minister Muntaki, he is trying to plug the leakages. I am saying that this government is creating leakages. Speaker sir, at the same time, Janna 5 orsa je target of budget estimate and revised estimate, you are absolutely not fixing it rationally. Absolutely not fixing it rationally. Speaker sir, for the year 1920, the budget estimate was 310 crore. Speaker sir. 310 crore actual realizations are 260 crore. And in 2021, you fix it at 455 crores. First of all, what made the government fix it at 455 crores? I don't understand. During that actual year, Janna 455 to a fiscal target, you actually collected 189 crores. And the mukar maja cho Speaker sir. For the current year in 24-25, your budget estimate you have reduced to 575 crores against the revised estimate of 737 crores for 23-24. Ye orsa deoile 737 gelte orsa ashille pade ant yen deoila. Kityak deoila Speaker sir, is the government planning a wave जे holiday दिल्ली GMR त्याच पद्धतीन या casino operator holiday दिवपाक सोदता हो सरकार on the same waiver of GMR. Speaker sir, 10,000 कोटी रुपया जे finance minister आशिल्ले ते मी सांगला recover करपाक जाय म्हणून, and you have to recover this. Speaker sir, now I come to just an example to cite major heads of power and mining. Ada, if you look, Speaker sir, the budget estimate, bis take figure get 2021 acho. Budget estimate power acho allo 2464. Actual J collection zala 2051. 2023-24 ache zori to tui soilyar 3980. Ani actual zala collection 2757. Mining ache ge 1920 a tugele budget estimate ashillo 60 crores. Collection zala 8 crore. 2021 जे तुगेले estimate आशिल्लो 511, collection जाला 168 crores. या वर्साक 519 crores is the expected बजेट एस्टिमेट दवरला कितले हे आतां 3-4 म्हयने जाले कितले कलेक्शन जालां. स्पीकर साहेब, जायते क्षेत्रांनी स्पेशली दी हेल्थ, नाव दीस हेल्थ एलोकेशन स्पीकर सर हॅज टू बी इनक्रीज्ड. I believe that this is very important. This is something that is required for the daily growing demands of the population. आता इक्विपमेंटाची शॉर्टेज, GMC पयशे सारके मेळना, डिस्ट्रिक्ट हॉस्पिटल सारके चलना, हेल्थ सेंटर सारके चलना, PHC चलना, CHC चलना, UHC जे अर्बन हेल्थ सेंटर आहे ते कोसळटाय. हे सगळें चोयल्यार स्पीकर सर ह्या सरकाराचो लक्ष इज नॉट विथ द हेल्थ डिपार्टमेंट. इन्फ्रास्ट्रक्चर ज्या पद्दतीन सब स्टँडर्ड काम जाला, देर इज अ नीड टू प्रायोरिटायज आर रोड्स, रिपेर्स, रुरल रोड्स एंड इंटरविलेज रोड्स. एका सफिशियंट प्रोविजन ह्या बजेटान ना. सदांच आमी उदकाचे शॉर्टेज म्हणटाले. शॉर्टेज ऑफ वॉटर इज एक्सपिरियन्स्ड इन बार्देस, शिरोडा, केपें, सांगे, काणकोणा. करंट एलोकेशन इज इनएड्युकेट. हर घर जल अभियान उलयले सकाळी. स्पीकर सर, नळूय ना, जलूय ना. हे सगळे म्हाका दिसता आर व्हेरी व्हेरी सिरियस इश्यूज. स्पीकर सर, now when I talk about the projected revenue surplus, this budget basically is based on borrowings of unsustainable levels. Unsustainable levels. आता हे डबल इंजिन सरकार जे आहा, स्पीकर सर, has not waived off any loans or any advances of this government. Congress सरकार जेन्ना आशिल्लो, they have waived off several thousands of crores. Check the record. स्पीकर सर, दोतोर आमचो दोतोर प्रमोद सावंत आमकां कितें सांगता? आमगेलो दोतोर प्रमोद सावंत सांगता की ही स्टील विदीन हीज लिमिट्स. स्पीकर सर, हे जे रीण आहा तेक रीण आसपाना, तो भाटकार व्हडलो. स्पीकर सर, हे जे रीण आहा आनी तो रीणूय घेवपाना. रीण कोण घेता तेणें हारी करपाक जाय, सो तेका दूख लागता. आतां रीण जे आहा हें एक दुयेंस, हें एक रोग. आतां जेन्ना रोग जाता, दोतोर कितें करता? दोतोर रोखडें तें टॅबलेट्यो दिता. बंद जावपाक जाय म्हूण रोग. हे रोग आमगेलो दोतोर कितें सांगता? हे रिणा रोग पळया आनी वाडपाक शकता, आनी आपूण रोग करपाक शकता. स्पीकर सर, हें बंद जावपाक जाय. दीस एटिट्यूड शूड स्टॉप. वी हॅव टू टॅप दीज लिकेजीस एंड मेक शुअर हे टॅबलेट्यो सारकी पडपाक जाय. हांक दिताय ते भाशेन न्हू स्पीकर सर, आमी इम्यून जाले आतां. स्पीकर सर, एज एक्सपेक्टेड इन द फायनान्स मिनिस्टर, so many things are announced. I would not hesitate to say that he is biting off more than he can chew. This is nothing but playing with the public by coming out with countless assurances. Kitle assurances, not fulfilling half of them. Because why I say this, if you look, the Chief Minister in 22-23 had admitted that his government had fulfilled only 34% of the commitments made. आणि जेन्ना हे सांगले, द रिलेटेड एक्शन टेकन रिपोर्ट हॅड 170 अनाउन्समेंट्स. एक अनाउन्समेंट आशिल्लें 3 LPG सिलिंडर्स वूड प्रोवायड टू हाऊस वायज फ्री ऑफ कॉस्ट म्हणून. हे मेळे सिलिंडरू 3 फ्री मेळे. स्पीकर सर, एसिस्टन्स टू फार्मर्स, हे जे प्रॉमीस केल्लें, आय बिलीव आर फार्मर्स आर स्टील मुवींग इन सर्कल्स. टुरिजमा सेक्टरान कॅरवेन टुअर्स, GI टॅग फॉर सो मेनी अदर गोवन प्रोडक्ट्स. स्पीकर सर, 255 crores aje tourism sector. Speaker sir, I believe this has failed to enthuse je amche hotelier hai tenka. They are absolutely unhappy with the facing slowdown to the tourist footfalls. Speaker sir, in the budget, although the Chief Minister says that he claims that 90% of his has achieved, many crucial achievements because are either work in progress or not yet started. And jenna when we go into details, because the priorities appears to be very very fuzzy. Now, Speaker, example je Mukhyamantrin announce kele with regards to planning and statistics. Ata he स्वयंपूर्ण गोवा ई बाजार आणि आन्सर म्हाका कालच्या दिसाक मेळ्ळा. हांवें प्रश्न घातलेलो की बाबा गोवा गव्हर्मेंट आतां उत्तर आचता. गोवा गव्हर्मेंट हॅज जनरेटेड बिझनस ऑफ ओनली 36 ऑर्डर्स worth rupees 17,632 till 14 July 2024 from this platform. म्हणजे 17,000 जनरेट जाला. कोर्च कितलो जाला, इव्हेंटा कितलो जाला, एक्सपेंडिचर incurred to create, promote and maintain the Swaympurna Goa e-Bazaar platform is 15 lakhs 57,600. 17,000 income, 15 lakh 57,000 खर्च. Speaker sir, Chief Minister's Fellowship Program जो हा, या program Speaker sir, basically I had asked for details of the beneficiaries under the Chief Minister's Fellowship Program and their current employment status आयच्या दिसा. आणि a list, Speaker sir, of 23 beneficiaries. 23 beneficiaries list is given to me and no one knows the current employment status of most of them. In the answer it says not known to the government. Means you do not know whether these people, what is their status. Gift mulo je kala. Gift is the pet project of the Honorable Chief Minister. Goa Institute of Future Transformation. Now, kenna announcement kelle July 2021. And what was the logic? It was a think tank to guide the government in development programs and schemes as per budget 2020-21. 24 पासून हे सरकारान कांयच करूंक ना, फक्त कॅसेट रिवाइंड मारली, गिफ्ट. आतां स्पीकर सर, I tabled a few questions. आनीक जेन्ना म्हाका उत्तर मेळ्ळें in 2024, the first meeting was taken of this gift and they constituted जे meeting ahli 24th January. What was decided and what was the suggestions from the members? Nothing is clear on this, Speaker sir, in the answer. Speaker sir, एक planning and statistican cell for central government schemes म्हणून केले. Now, Speaker sir, before this CSS cell announced kela, before the CSS cell in April 2024, the Department of Planning and Statistics je ashille, various departments to prepare approval of, they me 31 DPR kelle in 2.5 years, valuing to rupees 432 crores. Ye पहिला हल्लो ते anta padi ye cell kela. After the formation of this cell in 2024 till date, this cell has prepared only 3 DPRs valuing to 93.5 crores. Why was there need to form this cell? Speaker sir, आणि खास करून आम्ही अनेक प्रश्न काढो की बाबा हे जे expenditure, who will bar this expenditure? Another reply that I get is in my LAQ that one Shri Kedar Dilip Borwankar, who is appointed as the planning advisor. Expenditure, the government says, expenditure incurred by the government on this cell and body is given as nil. काय आहे ना. पण watch Kedar Borwankarak 1,52,154 per month salary ha. That makes it 18 lakhs 25,000. Isn't this an expenditure? He is paid by whom? The Honorable Chief Minister needs to tell us. Speaker sir, social welfare जे department ha, आम्ही सदांच म्हणटा 21 crore रुपया पेंडिंग आहे लोकांगेले पैसे दिवपाक. 21.44, this is the latest reply. तुझे बरे नाही येता आसतले, सगळे आमदारा बरे येताय. DSS, लाडली लक्ष्मी जावं गृह आधार, हे पयशे येताय, हांव सांगताय फोन मार, हे ना ते ना. स्पीकर सर, हे डिले जावपा शिरीपणा, हे बारीक लोकांले पयशे. हांव सदांच म्हणटा आमकां पगार टायमाक येता, पूण हेंकां लोकांक हे येवपाक टायमाक येवपाक जाय. कित्याक हें जायना स्पीकर सर? आय बिलीव स्पीकर सर, जे 26,865 crores हे बजेट जे आहा, and with a revenue surplus of 1,720 crores, Speaker sir, the hope is expressed about the GSTB to grow at 13.87%. However, Speaker sir, this number cut out in this is a very sorry picture. Ada state government received, they say central government, I have asked for clarification, of 750 crores in the year 23-24. And this fiscal year, you expect 1,506 crores. What is this, you know? This is over-dependence on the double-engine Sarkar. This is nothing that, this makes this government lethargic in terms of revenue generation. Ada almost रीण 40,000 crores पावला. Chief Minister, जे claim करता, that he is below the upper limit. हे budget speech in सांगला. Speaker sir, this government spends कितले जाणतो 28.4%. 28.4% हे रीण पोत्तून सर्विस करपाक हे you spend so much servicing this debt, and this leaves you very little to navigate around. You're just moving around in circles just around there. Speaker sir, CAG जे आहा हांव म्हणना हांवें पयलीं म्हणलें आतां CAG म्हणटा that you have violated the FRBM Act. I had placed it in the last session. Speaker sir, the figures that you are throwing out, you only show that this government is working within the parameters of the fiscal. This is wrong. Speaker sir, CAG has observed that the outstanding debt of the state government to GSTP ratio of 25% aspak जाय आशिल्लो. वो 26% आणल्यान 32% जाला. This, Speaker sir, is a violation. This I had pointed out last year, I believe 2 years ago. Speaker sir, CAG also states that the underestimates of this debt by growing resort to off-budget borrowings. This is the idea of this government. Speaker sir, health sectoraचे उलयलां हांव, South Goa district hospitalaचे फाल्यां उलयतले सारकें. CM आगेले जे proposal आहा हे trust करपाक, and he suggests influential figures to be part of this trustee. Speaker sir, this government जे CAT lab जावं, neurosurgery lab जावं, adequate staff ना, सगळे तुगेले काणकोणचे, सावंडेचे, सांग्या वयले हे रिफरल हॉस्पिटल्सान थिंग वयताय, राती थिंगा सारकें टेस्टिंग जायना, हें फाल्यां हांव सारकें तुमकां दाखयतलो. स्पीकर सर, सावथ गोवा डिस्ट्रिक्ट हॉस्पिटल हें जें आशिल्लें हांव दिगंबर कामत आमगेलो आसलो, जो मुखेलमंत्री आसलो त्या वेळार दिस वॉज अ पेट प्रोजेक्ट ऑफ द काँग्रेस टू मेक शुअर दॅट देर वर नो रिफरल्स. नाव मॅक्सिमम रिफरल्स. 1,500 सुमार लोक ओपीडी येता, 1,500 सारकी सुविधा ना, 300-400 रिफरल जाता. स्पीकर सर, हिंगा पेडिएट्रिशियन, सर्जन, सायकॅट्रिस्ट, मेडिकल लीगल ऑफिसर, एनिस्थेटिस्ट कांयच ना. I was the first to congratulate the Chief Minister when he announced the CAT lab, neurosurgery lab. Speaker sir, accident जाल्यार थिंगा बारीकशें MRI machine ना, MRI machine ना. CT scannache, if the patient needs to be checked on different types of surgeries to be done, you cannot do everything with a CT scan. He is a medical profession. He should understand this. Because basically, same sector when it comes to health is also in the industry sector. The claims of this government that employment generation through IPB, this has, Speaker sir, basically has fallen flat. Speaker sir, reports of the statistics and planning program implementation je aha, Niti Ayog, CMI, yes, sogle je figure chula. Speaker sir, it says that Goa is the second highest unemployed state in the country with a national 3.2% above the national average of unemployment. Speaker sir, job fair mukelo and ankode ani ek event 3 crore 10 lakh mole post facto. Speaker sir, yeah, this job fair provided 576 jobs to private people, list sarkena of 21,870 that had applied. Anta ani ek mukhyamantri namka ek ani ek dila bariksheh. Recently has announced 2 lakh job metle म्हणून. Ye job je hai, Speaker sir, basically is nothing but to keep the unemployed youth amused. Nothing else. Speaker sir, IPB हे कोणागेले भुरगे. IPB is the baby of the BJP government. And you have promised huge investment, employment. Data zori tor चोयल्यार it is shocking. 13 lakh square meter zomin गोंयकाराली with land investment of few hundreds of crores. Speaker sir, resulting in few jobs to Goans, and you are giving almost 13 lakhs. Speaker sir, of square meters of land. Chief Minister an जे apprentice mu scheme promise केली, ह्या स्किमांत 8,000 प्रत्येक म्हयन्याक एक भुरग्याक मेळटले म्हणून सांगले. I told him last time that what this shows is the data shows and the press have highlighted that this has increased the school dropouts. भुरगे ते 8,000 रुपया प्रत्येक म्हयन्याक घेताय, मोबायल घेताय आनी घराको रावताय. ते म्हणटाय की आपणा दोतोर प्रमोद सावंतान अश्युरन्स दिला की 1 वर्स जाल म्हणटरी आमकां आनी जॉब मेळटले म्हणून. सो ते घरा कडेन रावताय. स्पीकर सर, अप्रेंटीस स्कीम. स्पीकर सर, हय रे स्पीकर सर, बट तेंक कितें दिसता, भुरग्यांक कितें दिसता की भुरग्यांक दिसता की 80,000 मेळे, ऑलमोस्ट 80,000 एक मोबायल घेताय, घराको रावताय. स्पीकर सर, after 1 year हांव उलयता मागीर तूं उलय. स्पीकर सर, this government is not bothered for their development after 1 year. आणि म्हाका दिसता this government
1 वर्सान तेंच्यांनी मोबायल घेतलो, तांकां आतां वयल्यान तांकां एक्सपिरियन्स सर्टिफिकेट मेळ्ळी.
अरे बाण बेकार आहाय घरा कडेन.
बेकार म्हणजे आतां जॉबाक लागतले ते.
केन्ना ते
आतां अप्रेंटिसशीप सोंपला मरे.
सारको टॅबलेटी दिता कितें सारकें केदो रे अप्रेंटीस सोंपला. हूंय
कसल्यो टॅबलेटी?
तूं दोतोर मरे, तूं दीत आहा, हें आम इम्यून जालें आतां.
कितेंय सांगू नाका
सर. आतां जे GIDC चे एक्झिट स्कीम पळय आहा, ही एक्झिट स्कीम पळय आहा. स्पीकर सर, आय विल पॉयंट आउट that the recently unveiled exit scheme by the Chief Minister was with a lot of funfair about these sick units. This scheme targets 12,75,000 square meters again that remains unutilized. Kityak lagun? Because they are said to be sick industries. This shows of another lethargic attitude of the industries department that there are so many sick industries in Goa. स्पीकर सर, हे डिमांड्साचे हांव उलयतलो इन डिटेल. स्पीकर सर, आज जे मेजर हेड जे जावं डायवर्जन ऑफ म्हादय, नॉन रिझम्पशन ऑफ मायनिंग ऑपरेशन. स्पीकर सर, अ डेलिगेशन led by the Karnataka Chief Minister goes to Delhi, meets the Honorable Prime Minister to get clearance for the Kalsa Bandura project. Speaker sir, our Chief Minister does not get the appointment for an all-party delegation. He gets appointment for all the other things, but for all-party delegation regarding Madai, he doesn't get an appointment. The House Committee, Speaker sir, is defunct. The only way, anta प्रवाचेर
हाऊस कमिटी जो म्हणटा पळय न्ही, हाऊस कमिटी प्रत्येक जो चेअरमॅन आसा तेणी मिटींग ताका मुख्यमंत्री कितें करतलो, ताका बजेट कितें करतले?
अरे तुगेलो मंत्री आहा तो चेअरमॅन आहा, आपोय मरे सजेशन घे आमगेलो.
कोण मंत्री?
हाऊस कमिटी तुगेलो WRD मिनिस्टर. कितें सांगत तूं?
अरे ती
हाऊस कमिटी जी केल्ली
तो बजेटाचो खंय विशय आहा?
अरे ते सांगता बजेटाचो विषय हा. म्हादय मोठी माय मरे आमगेली.
हय रे, हांवूय सांगता रे.
माय मरे माय बजेटा इश्यू म्हादय ना जाल्यार आनी खंयची इश्यू आहा. स्पीकर सर, जे म्हाका दिसता दी ओनली वे टू सेव म्हादय, स्पीकर सर, इज टू डिक्लेअर द वायल्ड लायफ सेंच्युरी एज अ टायगर रिझर्व. आतां WRD जे प्रोविजन आहा इज ऑलमोस्ट 675 crores. आतां इंतून द डिपार्टमेंट हेज बेसिकली फेल्ड to prevent any Goan rivers from pollution. Why I say this, Speaker sir? Salji ahli, it was a lifeline of sulfate. It is no more longer clean and is dirtied by pollutants. Ye kon sangta? Study made by Marine Services Department of Goa University. What do they say? They say that Bicholim is strongly polluted, Mandovi is moderately polluted. Further, NIO, National Institute of Oceanography, what does it say? They say that the water from homes, markets, vessels, especially the friends of this government, casinos, because of this contribute to microplastics. And these microplastics from Mandovi move into the Arabian Sea. On one side, Speaker sir, this government wants to clean River Ganga, and on the other side, Speaker sir, the government is least bothered about the state of our rivers. आता मायनिंगाचेर हांवें उलयले ते भाशेन हे 12 वर्सां तुका म्हायती आहा, जवळ 30,000 crores जरी तर हे रेव्हेन्यू ह्या सरकाराक येवपाचें. केन्ना सुरवात जातली कांयच खबर ना. हितून सफरर कोण आहाय? नॉट गोवन ऑफिसर्स, नॉट पॉलिटिशियन्स, बट द कॉमन मॅन who had invested in trucks and other machinery. Speaker sir, एड्युकेशनाचे उलयतना हे is the most important issue, especially NEP. आता not only education not only provides us for knowledge, but it makes us better citizens. आता implementation was done with a great responsibility aspak जाय आशिल्ली. The way it is implemented, टिचरांमध्ये कन्फ्युजन, भुरग्यांमध्ये कन्फ्युजन, सिलेबसामध्ये कन्फ्युजन, हे सगळें चोयल्यार स्पीकर सर हुंय ना हुंय हारी करपाक दाखोवपाक गोंय स्वयंपूर्ण जाल ते भाशेन हर घर जल जाल ते भाशेन NEP इम्प्लिमेंट केली. इफ यू लुक स्पीकर सर 100,170 पोस्ट वेकंट आहाय सरकारा कडेन आनी 800 सुमार एड्युकेशन डिपार्टमेंटान. And these, because teachers and all this, we do not have the current infrastructure. I would not exaggerate, but आमी जेन्ना सांगलें की even the several ministers आशिल्ले एक functionak. And if you look at the focus of the education department, it is strange decisions जे घेताय. Everything focus without the focus and benefit of everyone except the students. आता स्पीकर सर एक सर्क्युलर काडलो जो कालच्या दिसाक विड्रॉ केला एक्सीस बँक आनी हांगा सगळ्यांक खबर आसा स्पीकर सर दिस इज द मार्केटिंग स्ट्रॅटेजी ऑफ द पार्टी ऑफ द ऑनरेबल चीफ मिनिस्टर. स्कूल्स आर टेम्पल्स ऑफ सरस्वती. वी नीड टू अंडरस्टँड दॅट. स्पीकर सर पोस्ट आहाय इतले गोवा युनिवर्सिटींत, इतले पोस्ट आहाय हायर एड्युकेशनान बरोवं सोदना. युनिवर्सिटीयान कितें कोताय दे रिलॅक्स द डॉमिसायल, रिलॅक्स द एसेन्शियल नॉलेज ऑफ कोंकणी. हे सगळें कोण हे भायल्या मनशांक हे प्रमोट करता. स्पीकर सर ऑल्दो कोंकणी हॅज बिकम द स्टेट लँग्वेज, द पब्लिकेशन स्पीकर सर ऑफ दीस इज स्टील नॉट इफेक्टीव. म्हाका दिसता स्पीकर सर जे स्पोर्ट्साचेर हांव उलयना फक्त मेन्शन करपाक सोदता जे 92 मेडल जे जिखले जायते भायले आहले दॅट वर हायर्ड फॉर गोवा. स्पीकर सर हें जेन्ना म्हाका उगड आसा आय वॉज इन द विजिटर्स लॉबी. नॅशनल गेम्स हो बोर्ड जेन्ना 2012 बी तेन्ना जातालो 10 वर्सां जालीं. 10 years you are saying national games. But if you look, Goa's जे finest sports persons जे आहाय that have brought laurels to the state, they are not even allowed to train in Goa. They don't have the proper facilities. This, Speaker Sir, is a big shame. And that's Speaker Sir, Smart Cities was a project. Smart Cities was a project जो आहा, it was implemented to give a facelift to the capital city. आणि सगळ्यांक दिसलें की this Speaker Sir सारखे smart city पणजे जातमू सगळे हुशाल जाले. But this today has become a monument of corruption. This government spent almost 1,500 crores and the entire city जी हा पणजेची city, it looked like a war-torn zone. हुई सारखे हुई इस्रायल आहाय ते भाशी हे सगळे बुराक आनी सगळे हड्डे सगळे पाइपलाइन मेस जालेले. Speaker Sir, trenches, caved in roads, piles of rubble, everywhere all across the city. You see, Speaker Sir, lives were lost. Mele tinga munis due to the irresponsibility of contractors. मुखेलमंत्री सदांच म्हणटा भिवपाक गरज ना, जे कॉन्ट्रॅक्टर आहाय ते कडेन आमी हे पैसे रिकवर करतले, सबस्टँडर्डार रिकवर करतले, पूण पणजेकाराक त्रास जाले ते कोण रिकवरी कोण दितलो. Speaker Sir, Ponjekars were forced to go to the High Court due to the pollution, due to the dust pollution. The city is torn apart. And this government, I believe, needs to answer to the people of Panjim. Speaker Sir, less spoken about Home Department आचे हांव चड उलयना कित्याक ज्या पद्दतीन गोवा आज तें क्लॅरिफिकेशन दिलां बाउन्सर राज म्हणून एक जें जालें जे DGP जावं कोणूय जावं पुलीस ऑफिसर, they have to sincerely work. They cannot go to clubs, they cannot go to discos, they cannot go to casinos, they cannot have alcohol in the presence of in casinos. हे कितें चल्लां स्पीकर सर. स्पीकर सर आनी एक खास करून मुखेलमंत्रीक फक्त एक हांव उगडास करून दिता. आमी जेन्ना गोवा रेव्होल्युशन डे, गोवा क्रांती दिसाच्या दिसाक जेन्ना आमचे फ्रिडम फायटरान जें सांगलेलें तेज नंतर आमगे दाद बाब तो कुंकळकार तेज नंतर तो थिंगा आग्वाद जेलीक गेलो आनी थिंगा आग्वाद जेलीक गेल्यार थिंगा तांकां थांबयलें. आतां हें कितें दाखोवन दिता स्पीकर सर, फ्रिडम फायटराक आग्वाद जेली वचपा जायना एंड अल्कोहॉल इज बींग सोल्ड देर. Alcohol is sold, but freedom fighters can't go to the place where they literally worship. Speaker Sir,
Speaker Sir, तेंच्यांनी फ्रीडम फायटर म्हणून आपले कार्ड दाखयल्या उपरांत तांकां भितर सोडल्या. ताका आनी एक याद कर, ताज्या पयलीं तो मोनामेंट जो आता आगवा जेल जो आहा पळय न्ही तो ह्याच सरकारान इतको बरो ब्युटिफूल विथ द डबल इंजिन 28 कोटी रुपया मोडून केला. तेज्या सरकारांतले पळय न्ही थंयसर कित्याक कित्याक यूज करी ते विचार. थंयसर डेली लोक बाटल्यांचो ढीग पडलेलो आयज पडटा काय काल पडटा इतके जालें. आतां तरी तो पळोवंक वयता.
It would not look good, Honorable Chief Minister. It doesn't look good when our freedom fighters are stopped. They did a press conference. This is not something that I am doing. This is their statement. And they were not happy about it. Speaker sir, road accident je jata, day in, day out, the way people are dying. And the record, if you look, is death, accident par jata, tode, amgele survive jate. Goa is one of the highest when it comes to road death accidents. जे ब्लॅक स्पॉट आहे 100 crore येत मुठाले ब्लॅक स्पॉट आयडेंटिफाय करपाक. त्या वेळार ट्रान्सपोर्ट मिनिस्टर PWD मिनिस्टराचे घातालो, PWD मिनिस्टर म्हणटालो ट्रान्सपोर्ट मिनिस्ट्रीचे घातालो. देर इज नो कोऑर्डिनेशन. वॉट अबाउट these deaths that are happening? Speaker sir, traffic police जे आहे they are only bothered about तालाव मारपाचें, वायलेशन मारपाचें. कित्याक तांकां अमकें म्हाका दिसता एक लेवल दिल्या टॅक्साचो हें कोणा जाल्यार ट्रान्सफर म्हणून. स्पीकर सर, I can go on and on. I would go on and on several things, on the utter failures of this government in practically all the departments. I would urge the Honorable Chief Minister that you and your entire cabinet were busy in the Lok Sabha election. जी जायत घोषणा दिली की बार 400 पार, आम्ही सांगले 400 पार जावन आसा पकेफार. पूण स्पीकर सर, with this you have hampered the running of the government. The government now, you need to speed up your working. आमगेले ancestors, पुर्वजा जे आहले ते म्हणटाले वेळार वेळ शिगम्यार केळ. This government should start working. आसोता मुखेलमंत्री. Speaker sir, I hope that the Honorable Chief Minister, that the budget speech will not only just be a lip service. It cannot be a lip service. You have to make sure that this is a financial blueprint for Goa. Speaker sir, I categorically hold responsible this government, continued 10 years, who carelessly ruled Goa over a decade and damaged it in any irreversible way. Speaker sir, therefore citing at the end Baki Bab's poem is not only an insult to this great Goan poet, but this shows the hollowness of this budget. To conclude, Speaker sir, Jai Mukhil Mantrin conclude kela. You, Speaker sir, to conclude, I recall the words of the Honorable Chief Minister that his budget provides for Nari Shakti, Kisan Shakti, Yuva Shakti, Garib Shakti. You ask the Nari today, are they feeling empowered and safe in the state? The answer is no. You ask the Kisan, is he satisfied and confident of the market and the price? The answer is no. You ask the Yuva, is there any assurance of employment and self-employment? The answer is no. You ask the Garib, is he better off or worse off with the prices of cooking gas and petrol? The answer is worst. So म्हाका दिसता हेजेर हांव एंड कोता, and I request the Honorable Chief Minister to answer us. देव बरें करूं.